Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of the tism, where the true crime is just as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases, and the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em. And I'm Meg.
We are the Pandemonium. Good morning.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
In Espanol.
In Espanol.
That would be a very
French.
chaotic episode.
Right? Just half and half, just a little Spanglish. Which is funny because I'm learning French, not Spanish.
Well, isn't bonjour hello?
It's hello. Bonjour. Bonjour. Yep. Except that when I did Duolingo for German, it taught me how to say my bear is athletic. I don't know where I would need to use that. And it was very stupid. So it was my password for a long time. It's not my password anymore. But in German, my bear is athletic was my password. I don't know. Thanks, Duo. Rather know how to get a beer over there, but sure, we can talk about athletic bears.
I think it's Josh about the pantalones, pineapple or something.
It was you?
It was me. So, the first French phrase I learned is bonjour. Je suis une nana. Oye my pantalon. Hello, I am a pineapple. Have you seen my pants?
So you did Duolingo too?
No, it was all that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. I only remember the thing from Muzzy. Je suis la jeune fille. That's French they're speaking. Whenever somebody's like, how do you know how to speak French? I'm like, I don't. That's literally the only thing that comes to my brain when they're like, French. I'm like, Muzzy.
Muzzy. That's all I remember.
See? I just have whatever that one sentence is, which I don't even think I know what it means.
All I can remember is the freaking French nursery rhyme, something about a cap and I think a bird.
Frere Jacques? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes! Actually, yes!
What?
I couldn't think of it right now.
There's a man at my door. I know this man. I was about
to say, that's trying to get in.
Bye. Did you get your haircut? You look lovely. Wedding ready. Not our wedding. Stop it. We are
I was
attending.
About to say, Meg.
No, we are surprise. We are attending a wedding for a cousin on Sunday.
I hope it goes off without a hitch. I just finished editing the West Mesa video. It's still exporting. It was 2 hours long. I did, instead of our 10-minute or 1 minute and 50-second honor the dead thing, I did 10 minutes, a full 10 minutes.
Yeah, because there's so many.
There is. And instead of putting photos, I just put the flowers. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I went through and I found only booking photos for every single one that was arrested. And I didn't feel it was right to have their last photo in this world to be seen, that booking photo. So I went ahead and used Adobe. I love Adobe. You know I love Adobe. And I created yearbook photos for every single one of them. And they looked phenomenal. I loved it.
Lovely.
But today it is not my day. It is not Rachel's day.
Tis my day. El dia de moi. That was French and Spanish. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I had to take this adorable photo of Fluffy, and this is the face she gave me.
Let me see. Oh, she looks so sad.
So sad. And then I was like, really? And then she gave me that face.
She's just
like, I can do more. I can sit in this.
So
give me despondent.
We do have an update on our follower count.
Ooh.
On our Facebook page, we have 73 followers. On Instagram, it's loading because it's on my phone. If I try to do it on here, everything will just Instagram is 112 still, so that's good. Our Spotify has 106 followers. And unfortunately, our YouTube is still sitting at 25, but that's okay. That is all right.
That's cool. We're still newer to YouTube than we are to the other platforms, so all is good.
All is right in the world.
Indeed.
But yeah, Meg, before we get started, have you set up your hydration station?
Yes, I did. Look.
That's mine. I gave.
And it has actual just like real water in it. Like this is just H2O. I was good.
I am
I had
so
caffeine this
proud
morning.
of you.
Your girl's doing collagen and peptides now?
Look at
Good.
Woo!
I've
My
had
little
to start it too.
right? My little
My
bird was like,
joints.
"Don't forget to take that." And I was like, "You know what? This seems like a good idea." And it's
My
actually
joints are
super good.
like,
It tastes like
yes,
mango,
please.
right? I
Very
was like, I
nice.
feel like if I want to be around for a little while, like maybe take care of the stuff inside. So we'll see.
Biotin helps as well.
It does. So I got that. I got my vitamins, took them all. I'm good. I'm on it today.
Yes.
I was ready.
And I took my meds.
I took my meds. Well, I took all of them except for when I can't take elderberry. So
Yes. I can't actually take elderberry ever.
Allergies.
No, it just messes with my body and does things it's not supposed to do. And I was like, oh, because things were happening. I took it and I was like, something's weird. So I called my mother and she was like, yeah, that happens with some people. And I was like, looks like you girls, some people. So I don't take that one no more. But I hear it's great. Would love to be part of that crew, but no thanks. Body said no. Body said non. Oh, we.
Sydney, like I show the girls on the podcast when we're recording, so that way there's no anything, and that I put a little yellow thing, technical difficulties over my face. Also, if Saffron is still in the we're recording right now. If Saffron is still in the attic, call the fire department. Um, her cat had.
I love the squishes.
I know. But there's apparently some debacle going on with that, which I can tell you guys all about it later. But I'm honoring her wishes. Like, I don't share any pictures or videos of kids because that's with the world the way that it is. We don't do that.
Exactly.
Well, somebody threw a temper tantrum on her Facebook and was like, I'm going to do what I want. And I was like, why not honor the parents' wishes?
It's weird because then you don't get access. If you don't do what they want, you don't get access. It's kind of like
Right?
goes hand in
Boundaries.
hand. Yeah.
So I was like, if you don't want me kissing the baby, I won't kiss the baby. Like Georgia
Right.
lets me kiss the baby, but that's also because like the baby has full on like puked on my face. So like she's like,
You've exchanged body fluids at this point.
At this point, yeah, it's the eternal life of baby sickness. And I was just like, ew. Anyways, Meg, what horrible topic do you have for us today?
Actually excited because I don't like it's like bad, but not like bad. Like not like catacombs bad. It's like less bad. It's like you can still vacation bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like thousands, hundreds of thousands of dead bones.
No, we are not absconding with the unliving under the cover of darkness. We're not doing that. So, but we are going to Canada, which is somewhere I've never
Canada.
been. We're going to
Boy.
Canada. Yeah. So we are actually doing the haunted Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Right? In Alberta, Canada. I did put an A in my notes, but we'll just try to keep those to a minimum for those who are walking along at home. But the town itself and the hotel are both in the Banff National Park, which we do love. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Like the views are to die for, in some cases today, quite literally. But what? We have a little levity here. It's levity. It's fine.
I just have the tiny little Canadian in my brain just going, oh yeah, just some people just disappear. It just kind of happens. You want some Tim Hortons to go with that?
See, there we go. It's just to take all of my words and make them sound like that. That works. It overlooks Mount Rundle, and it is actually Canada's first national park. For a little bit of history there, it was established in 1885 and was a 26 square kilometer, because we're in Canada, hot springs reserve. But today it is 6,641 square kilometer mountain scenery space. So we have expanded her reach to protect more stuff because it's super pretty up there.
I love
Right?
it. Canada is so nice. I've been there twice.
I mean, I don't know if it counts of
I
going
had
to
dinner.
I went to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. I couldn't think of what they were called for a second. I was like, what falls are those? That's water. There's water. Somebody went over it in a barrel. But we did.
People have.
They have. We did go over to the Canadian side when I was a child. This is before, like, this is when everything was free and open, right? It was 90s kids. And we went up with my aunt and uncle. My dad's family lives in upstate New York. We went across with my aunt and uncle and their kids, and like you get stopped at the border, and they're like, "Do you have passports?" My parents are like, "No." Like, what about for the kids? And my parents are like, "No." And at this point, there are 5 children in the car. We have one of those big conversion vans, so it's 4 adults, 5 children, and they basically just were like, "Okay, pull over here." So we did, and they're like, "Could everybody like get out of the car, please?" So we get out of the car, and they literally just took children and matched them with the adult. They were like, "You look like this one. You look like this one," and just like they're like, "Yeah, that works. That works. You guys can go." So, which is funny because I look exactly like my father and my uncle. So does my brother. My sister looks exactly like my mother, and then both of my cousins look like my aunt. So they were just like boop boop boop, and just they're like, "Yeah, no, that makes sense." And everybody had the same last name, anyways, because it was all the brothers. So that was my Canadian experience, which I don't think really counts in the wonder that is actual Canada. So I did commercialize Canada.
I mean, the Canadian one that I did, I went to go visit a friend out there, and she lives in Vancouver, and this was 2007, so eons ago. But the only other time was when I flew from California to New York to London, and we had to do a stop off in Canada because
Yeah.
the plane wasn't. We were apparently on a death trap, and my ex had gotten food poisoning because somebody didn't do the unwritten rule with Sbarro, which is you never get the tray items, you always get the pizza because
I don't even know
lasagna sits all
they
day.
have tray items.
Yeah, Sbarro has like lasagna, and it's got like the stuffed shells or whatever. So you can get that stuff, but you have to get it right when they make it. Otherwise, it just sits out all day, and you get risk of getting salmonella poisoning. The
Huh.
more you
As a
go,
lactose intolerant person, this is never an issue for me because I'm not eating any of that.
as somebody who's
Right?
not supposed to eat dairy, I do anyways, and I don't give a shit.
Well,
But your
technically,
bed
you might
does.
give lots of them. We have gone completely dairy free. Like I have gone completely dairy free. I used to be like, yes, but cheese. I've now over the last like month and a half gone completely dairy free. My body is so happy with me. It sucks, but also like there's a lot of dairy free cheese that will work. So it's cool. We're good.
I mean, I made dairy-free mac and cheese the other day, and it was delicious.
See, they're getting better.
I mean, I froze it, but I had to put so much seasoning into it because the regular dairy-free cheese just tasted like cardboard, but I put seasoning into it, so it worked out. But
There you
anyways,
go.
so Alberta,
Yeah.
Canada.
So back to Canada. So it is within the present day territories of Treaty 6, 7, and 8, which is the homeland of the National Zen Métis homeland, and then it's a 2-hour drive from Calgary, or about a 2-hour train ride from Vancouver. To give you geography heads an idea of where that is, to me that means nothing. Canada is up there that way. Yeah, that way from where I'm sitting. So it was I'm like we're here. So it was nicknamed the Castle or the Castle of the Rockies, which lovely name. And it was opened in 1888 by the Canadian Pacific Railway, and which was one of the earliest grand railway hotels in Canada. So we've already got like a nice little bit of worry in the 1800s. But naturally, as it tends to happen, because we weren't super good at building things and also keeping them from burning down, a fire destroyed the original building, which was made mostly out of wood. Right. I mean, it's the 1800s. We're making it's the 1880s. We're making things out of wood. But it was then rebuilt, or in 1926 is when it burned down. 1928 is when they rebuilt it. So we're back. We're back in business. And the original construction actually included a giant error. There was a room that was built without windows or doors and only discovered after the fire.
Wait,
So yeah, yeah. So basically they just were like, "Hey, somebody like I guess mathed wrong. I don't know." And they were like, "Here, we'll put this wall here and this wall here and this wall here, but also this space here, secret. Also, so secret you can't even get to it." So then there was a fire and they were like, "What the heck is this thing?" And they noticed that there was just like a room. It was a secret library that was so secret there weren't even books in it. So they remedied that afterwards, obviously, but sucks that it had to take a fire for it to burn down and be like, "Hey, There's room here. We could have a whole nother person staying here. Just add a couple windows and doors, make it up to code. And this year, the hotel is 137 years old. So she getting some age on her. She looking good in her old age.
Love that.
Right? We love a little bit of longevity there. There are many popular offerings for all seasons in the summer and the spring. You can golf, you can play tennis, you can go hiking, you can swim, you can bike ride. And then in the winter, because it's hello Canada, you can go skiing, dog sledding, snowshoeing, and skating. So I'm going in winter because I've never gone dog sledding. And as long as the dogs are treated well, I'll do it. That's my line in the snow. So there are 768 guest rooms. And a typical large hotel via Google starts at 400 guest rooms. So this is a large hotel. So super large hotel. And there's conference event space for like weddings and things like that. And there's a grand ballroom and a spa and a terrace garden. So it's like a really nice place to visit, right? And I actually have a list of famous guests that stayed before we get into some of the spooky stuff, because there are people that we know, right? My favorite is the one that I will mention first, and it's Marilyn Monroe. We love a good Marilyn, right? I do love her. So she's what?
I have my mic all the way off. I used to confuse her and Jane Mansfield, because they looked very similar, her and Marilyn. Yeah, if you look at their pictures, I'll put both.
Yeah.
Here, let me find her picture. I'll send it.
Okay, find her picture. I actually watched a documentary on her when I was on an airplane at one point. It was like a, I don't know, series. Sure, a docu-series. And it was actually super interesting to figure out like what exactly she was doing and like her relationships and like how it all went down. And it was very cool. So highly recommend that documentary.
It's called My Mom Jane, and it's on Hulu, if I remember correctly. I just watched it yesterday.
Sweet. See? Good timing. So she was filming The River of No Return, which released in 1954. She was filming it in 1953. And while she was there, she played golf and explored the town. So there was a lot of like photo ops and images and stuff like that of her in and around the hotel to like be like, hey, look, we have Marilyn here. Also, she's filming. Also, new movie. Also, like, yay, money. So love that for her. We also had Winston Churchill, who visited, right, in 1929. He stopped by during a tour of Canada when he was a parliament member for the United Kingdom. So on one of his, general tours, he was like, you know what, let's head over here, which I think is very cool that like we add that on as a space. We have Ginger Rogers, who visited in 1937. She was an actress who actually spent a weekend getaway enjoying all the amenities, including the golf, the walks, the fishing, horseback riding. She did all of the fancy people things while she took some time for R&R, right? And of course, like paparazzi is what it is. You know that people are watching them and taking pictures, and this is just great marketing before marketing is what it is for the hotel itself, because it's a place where like the pretty people go. We have Benny Goodman, who is known as the King of Swing, and he performed at the hotel in the 1930s. And he would actually he only agreed to visit if he could land his private plane close to town. Because Benny Goodman, he was the King of Swing. So he was only going to come if they let him land his plane, because he was like, it's too far to drive. My legs can't take it. So they actually created the Banff airstrip to meet his request specifically.
I mean, it makes sense, though. It is a bit of a drive.
It is, but like 2 hours.
I love Benny Goodman. I used to have, anyways. Rachel knows, I had a vinyl collection when I lived in Sonoma, and it was quite a bit. And I had 6 Benny Goodman ones that were all from my grandmother, because my grandfather liked listening to it when he played poker with boys.
A little swing, a little poker and swing.
Listen, these things were played out that the grooves were very, very much warped, but it added a little flair.
It's a original auto-tune. Sorry. Sometimes I need a filter. I know. So after Benny visited, we also had King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II. They did a royal tour of Canada in 1939 and visited the hotel there. And we had Margaret Thatcher, which love that name. She gave a lecture at the hotel following her time as prime minister in the later 1990s. So we jumped forward, right? We didn't have a whole bunch happening after the 50s, right? And then in the 90s, it was like, hey, Margaret Thatcher coming over, giving a nice little speech, a little lecture. Susan Sarandon visited in 2021. She actually partnered with the hotel for something called the Experience of the Grandest of Feelings, or Experience the Grandest of Feelings. It was a campaign. And so they did a whole bunch of, like, again, the marketing and her going around and enjoying the amenities. And, it's a super long commercial stint, I assume. And we also had Bryan Cranston, who is most notably of Argo. He is also from Trumbo, and he played Walter White in Breaking Bad.
That's
And
where I know him from.
there you go. I was like, I'll get there. I was like, I'll pull everybody in at some point. He visited in 2024 alongside his wife, and they went for their 35th wedding anniversary.
So sweet.
Right? So I don't know. I think there's also a celebrity sports invitational that goes on, and many of the attendees there included RFK Jr., Dan Aykroyd, Alec Baldwin, Pierce Brosnan, Michael Douglas, Fran Drescher, Clint Eastwood, Farrah Fawcett, Woody Harrelson, Cheryl Hines, Michael Keaton, Alicia Silverstone, Robin Williams, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Meg Ryan, Mimi Rogers, Martin Sheen, and then Lyle Lovett and his band. So,
speaking of Martin Sheen, no, Charlie Sheen has a new documentary came out that coming out. No questions are off the table. He answers every question, and he's been sober
that's good. Good for him.
for a few years. So I'm like, I have to watch it because everybody knows the meme Tiger Blood,
Right? So there's it's not off topic. We were talking about famous people. He's a famous people who's turning things around, let's hope. So clearly this is a space that is gorgeous, is still, 2024 was when they had, Bryan Cranston's anniversary visit. So things are still happening. You can still go, you can still visit. I actually want to look really quickly. Talk amongst yourselves. What?
I mean, if we're going to talk amongst ourselves, so I made something so delicious the other night, and it's Spam fried rice, and I'm having that for lunch today, and I'm very excited.
That's
because
exciting.
Certain things make me gag, like textures and stuff, but I literally ate like 2 helpings, and Josh ate 2 helpings. And who sent me the recipe? Can't remember who sent me the recipe, but I was
Somebody
like,
did.
Devin, my life wife back in California. So it's really funny because Devin doesn't watch our podcast, but she is finally downloading YouTube onto her phone so she can watch us, because I was like, yeah, I've talked about you on a few podcasts. And she goes, what are you telling people? And I was like,
all the things.
She was, I love my family more than anything on this planet. You guys know that. There was a time where they weren't okay with my lifestyle and the people I was dating, which is okay. I was not exactly dating the best people, but her family took me in, and I literally stayed on their couch for 6 months until her mom helped me find an apartment. And I will be forever grateful, because if I wouldn't have done that, I probably would still be in that abusive relationship, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get out. But I was like, yeah, no, I just talk about how much I love you and how much I care about you. And she's like, gay bitch.
She's like, now I have to watch.
She's like, you gay bitch. And I was like, we already knew that, but thank you.
I appreciate the reemergence of the nickname. So what I was looking up was the rates for the hotel currently, right? Because I figured that's important.
Expensive.
Oh, we expensive. So the first thing it showed me, it was like, if you'd like to go over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it will be $2,000 a night. And I was like, let's go for a different.
No.
I was like, Merry Christmas to you. It's the only thing you're getting. And also happy birthday, happy anniversary, and anything else that you choose to celebrate.
All the things.
Merry Saints Day, whatever. I don't know. So I was like, maybe not that date. So I went to like January because I was like, January seems fun. We're still looking at 900 a night for like just a room, right? You've got deals and
Right.
packages
No,
options,
no, no,
right?
no extra frills, no nothing. Just I hit my mic. I was so pissed.
Like a king size bed, we're looking at like $1,000, right? And then if you want with a preferred mountain view, so this a preferred mountain view with like you can see a couple of things. You can get one of those for $955 a night.
What was the other view?
Wall, Rachel. It's a wall.
Must have
I
been.
think it doesn't say what that view is. We also have the Deluxe King, which is 350 square feet, um, which is a lovely spacious guest room. You can also get that same room with mountain views for $1,036. Um, the Gatehouse, you can stay in the Gatehouse for almost $1,100. You can stay in the Fairmont Gold King with exclusive lounge access. That's your extra for $1,300. And if you would like the bedroom suite, king bedroom suite, Suite Life Perks located in the main building, that is $3,585.
That is a down payment on a Land Rover.
That that's like a mortgage around here. That's nuts. That's an
No,
entire that's my entire mortgage payment. Do not do that to me.
Kyle.
No, that's so, and that's just for like the middle of January. We're actually going to go over here and look at like May, midweek May. Let's just see. Please be more reasonable as it's loading. Oh no, it's $1,800. $1,800, $1,900. That includes breakfast. You can have breakfast for a good $1,900, and that's not even
Hope
like the
so.
nice room.
So what you're saying is it's just expensive year round. Got it.
Yes, for that last one, main building, Suite Life Perks, bedroom, king bedroom suite, $4,800. $4,800.
No, ma'am.
So, we ain't gonna be going there, unless it's on some sort of a brand deal that I'm not gonna get. So, if you'd like to visit and you have an expendable income that you don't care about and would rather not give to charity, maybe you should hang out over there. That's my thought there. So if the prices aren't scary enough, I do have some spooky stories. How do we like that transition? Right?
Such a good transition.
She's getting so much better. So we do have a couple of spooky stories, but again, they're not super bad, I think. Like this is a more lighthearted endeavor. So we have the caretaker. We always have a caretaker, right? So the caretaker, his name is Sam Macaulay, and he was an elderly Scotsman who was the hotel's bellhop, like a Scottish bellhop. Come on. No wonder it's so
like
expensive.
every fantasy novel ever written.
Right? It's the background of a rom-com book. A Hallmark movie setup. So he was the lead bellhop. Like this is an important bellhop, right? Good old Sam Macaulay is doing the bellhop's work. He was said to be helpful and super kind, even beyond the grave. So he's often seen in uniform. His uniform is from the 1960s when he was working. He likes to turn lights on. He tries to carry bags up, and he's often seen on the 9th floor. But if you try to talk to him or tip him, he will disappear. He's like, social interaction? No, thank you. Been there, done that. I can
have
be
no
helpful.
use for your money.
Right? I don't want your money, and also don't talk to me. So, and there she goes again. I'm telling you, I don't try to do this, right? Honestly. If I have to be a bellhop to get people to stop talking to me, weird. A dead bellhop? I don't know. So, one famous tale actually involved two women who called the front desk for service. They were like, hey, the key's not working. Can we have a little bit of help? And the regular bellhop didn't respond for like 15 minutes. And so they walked like back up to their guest room and they were like, well, I guess we'll go stand next to the door and come back later. I don't know. So they were just kind of like, all right, we'll go back upstairs for a little bit. So they get up to the door and they see another hotel employee who matches Sam's description like to a T, who like walked up to their door and then he just like unlocked it. Right? He walks up, he unlocks it. They of course say like, thanks, appreciate it. They go back down later and the bellhops who are staffing the front desk upon further conversation were actually shocked because this was the first time that he had actually like gone and unlocked the door. Like he's good at light turning on and stuff like that. And he tries to like wiggle a bag or two, but unlocking doors is not usually his forte. So they were super surprised. They were like, that doesn't usually happen, but that's good old Sam. Appreciate that he was able to help you, right? Other stories do involve guests seeing him haunting his old office. So he likes to spend time around his office on the mezzanine. And then it's currently a guest room. So it used to be an office. Now it's a guest room. Apparently Sam's like, hey, there's people in my office. And weirdly, no one's doing any work but me. So I don't know if, that's upsetting to him that there's people like, I don't know, showering in his office. And then apparently, when he is noticed, if you have watched his ghostly facade materialize in different spots on both the 6th, 7th, and 9th floors. So he's sticking around that area. I mean, if we're not using the elevators, because we don't always use elevators when we have a busy hotel, I probably wouldn't be going more than 3 floors either. That's a lot of afterlife stairs. And that's only if I haven't figured out how to get through walls. So
that's a lot of stairs on this side of the life plane.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Great. Like, I don't know. I'm not going more than 3 floors. 3 floors is about my limit. Once we hit that 4th floor, I'm taking an elevator. Actually, I'm usually not, especially if it's somewhere that looks a little rickety, not happening. Additionally, as you do, there is a bride story. We always have a bride story in the hotels, right? It's always a bride.
White. It's always a bride or a woman in white.
And here's the thing. How many of these women in white stories are actually brides? How many of these bride stories are just women in white? Like, to think, imagine, you die, you're in white, and they're like, oh, the bride. And you're like, the bride? Bitch, I was a construction worker. Give me my due. Your girl was working. So, I don't know. We may be just categorizing these people wrong.
I mean, they could have been a painter, painters wear white. But I just imagine my friend Julie, who is a construction worker, walking around in the construction.
I thought you were going to say who is dead, and I was like, please don't do that. That's a weird conversation.
Just in the high-vis vest and everything.
Right? Just hanging out.
I have many friends that are dead. We know this. Rachel hears me have conversations. She goes, all right, which one are you talking to? And I was like, I don't know their name. They're just here.
Someone's visiting. The veil is thinning. Welcome to Octubre. So we've got the bride. This story is from the 1920s. Not surprising. We have a lot of 1920s brides. Apparently everybody was getting married in the 20s. Everybody gets married all the time, but only the dead ones stick around from the 1920s. So according to legend, there was a young couple who decided to get married at the Fairmont Banff Springs around the time of its initial opening, right? So it opens in like the 1880s, and they're like, hey, we're going to go ahead and get married here. So the bride, absolutely gorgeous, stunning gown. She's walking down the front stairs to the hotel, like the grand staircase. You know how they always have a grand staircase. She's going down the grand staircase, and she is obviously wearing a white dress which I wonder, were we always wearing white? Because I remember there was a portion of time where we wore blue. So we could be lying here, but just saying. So unfortunately, something apparently startled her, and she stumbled on the stairs toward the floor below. Some say that her heel actually got caught on the banister, while others say that a candle actually glanced off of her clothing, and that caused her to fall. So regardless, she died. She didn't make it because stairs and necks don't always get along. So they don't. You're not supposed to bend that way. There ain't nobody at Gumby over here. So the stairs aren't going to be great. And if this... Right, it just, stairs aren't great. And this was before they rebuilt them, right? So they were wooden. That can't feel good on the vertebrae. So stop laughing at me.
I mean, it might feel great on my vertebrae. My back hurts.
At this point, like, it could be a whole new thing. Like, just let me just slide down. Just see, a controlled slide. Could be a new form of therapy. Who knows? So she died, and countless people have since seen her, or at least encountered a veiled figure. So the girls, she's in a veil. Maybe that's why she fell. Hello, why are we obstructing our view? We don't.
Seriously.
We're on the stairs. Self-preservation, people. So she's usually gliding down the stairwell. Her dress is billowing behind her, an ornate gown of sorts. And some have actually even seen her in the ballroom upstairs, like actually dancing, right? So like she didn't get to party, and she was like, you know what? Screw that. I'm having my dance. I'm doing my party, and I'm doing it. So many believe that the same woman who's upstairs in the ballroom is the same woman who's on the stairs, who is the bride, who is still desperately waiting to dance with her beloved for the first time as husband and wife, which makes me want to cry, right? They're so sad. It is. But I mean, if I get to dance for the rest of my afterlife in a pretty dress, like, there are worse things. I could be stuck in a wall somewhere. I know we talked about that before. You could be stuck in the fake room. Imagine the guy who designed it, like the guy who mathed wrong, like that was his biggest faux pas. And so he spends his life just stuck in that tiny little room because he's like, I can't ever get out. I didn't make a door. I don't know. Maybe I'd be a really good person to dole out afterlife suggestions. I don't know. Future plans. My retirement plan. It's fine.
Talk to JC who writes Hell's Bells, see if you might be able to get a guest appearance.
Right? I'm like, I need some help. I love JC.
I do too.
I haven't gotten her book, but I want to. I've talked about it before, so I think I need that one. Right?
It's on my to buy list.
See, I need to add it on there. But like, I have a few things to read. But a lot of these I've read. It's fine.
Well, I mean, book 3 just came out. You could read it on Kindle Unlimited.
Ooh.
I know you haven't read book 2 or book 3, but they're both on Kindle Unlimited. And
Kindle Unlimited.
They're so good. I'm almost done with book 4. I have a prologue and an epilogue. I'm sorry. I have a prologue and epilogue, and all 3 of those books, book 4 and book 5, are not going to have them because they're connected.
Yes.
So I can't.
We can't pro-app those.
No, because then they're going to know what happens in book 5, and I can't have that happen.
Can't have that happen.
Spoilers, darling.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Another spoiler, I actually don't have Kindle Unlimited. It's the one thing I know. For the reader that I am, I don't have Kindle Unlimited because I feel like I would stop showering. And showering's very important to me. So I feel like if I had access, it's like too much power. If I had access,
when audiobooks come into play.
Don't get me started.
Listen, did you hear about what Audible's doing? I will get on a soapbox about that because I
don't use Audible.
So I started recording book 1, the audiobook. I started recording it, and I found out that if I uploaded it to Audible, they have licensure to use my voice on AI.
Ew.
So,
I'm one of a kind. No, thank you.
That pissed me off, and I was like, absolutely not. So I have not finished recording it. I'll probably just field it out to a actual voice actor to do it. But I don't think Matt will do that. That might be a little too much because he does Ghostbusters. So I think that might be a little too much out of the wheelhouse for him to
be.
Smut. Anyways, you were saying, yes.
To record. Yes. So I actually am working on audiobook, like listening. It's the narrator. The narrator matters because the book I'm listening to, I got on Libby. I was like, oh, library. I can do this on Libby. It's fine. So I rented a book on there. I'm really hoping it just expires because I don't want to listen to it anymore. Because the female character sounds like she's 12. She's supposed to be 18. She sounds like she's 12. And every time she talks, I'm like, you deserve a punch directly in the throat. Like, I know I'm supposed to not like to kind of like you, but not like you. But also, if I could just like help you out a little bit, fix that. And then the male character, her counterpart, sounds like Hiccup. It sounds a little bit like Hiccup. And that's not who he's supposed to be. So every time he talks, I can only see Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. I can't see this peasant boy pretending to be a palace servant. I can't see it. So that's where we are in the audiobook space, and that's not what we gonna do. But I will eventually get that book. So back from our tangent, welcome. Hope you enjoyed our trip. The hotel itself, so after the fire, right? The hotel actually ended up walling off the staircase for safety. So I'm guessing that our bride friend was not the only one who was a little tipsy clumsy, fall downstairs. A little Humpty Dumpty trip there. Apparently that was not the only one. And so they eventually walled it off and then completely removed that staircase. Right? They replaced it. So in the 1980s, they actually did major renovations, as one does. That's almost, 100 years after the original structure was built. They did renovations, and it actually involved replacing material from the hotel, including the cast iron railings that were from that original staircase. So you have the cast iron railings that were like, hey, we don't need these anymore, so we're just gonna like get rid of them. They actually left them outside to rust for years. Right? I feel like when we have pretty things, we should just keep them.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, and that was the same staircase that the bride died on. So not a great thing. And the actual railings themselves are now in the Royal Alberta Museum.
That's good.
Yes, and I will actually see if I can find this. What do I do with you? This is weird. Technology hates me. I mean, it might not. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So I'll eventually get this set of stairs to you. So these were actually found. Somebody was like, hey, I'll take these, and just like picked them up, and they were just sitting outside. So they were sitting outside when they were originally left to like not be used. And then some lady was like, hey, those look cool. Let me have them. And then she put them in her backyard. So they just sat out there for a little while longer. And then they were like, hey, also, these seem really neat. Let's go ahead and stick them in a museum. They're the same ones that led from the hotel's Cascade Ballroom, which is the oldest surviving part of the hotel from before the fire, which was dated at 1914. And that's what they look like.
Those are
I was just about to say, those are gorgeous.
Right? Why would you leave them? And they're all like rusty and shit now. Why would you leave them?
If you ever go to San Jose, if you ever go to Campbell, and you go to this cute little place called the Prune Yard, my grandfather did. Yeah, there's a little courtyard called the Prune Yard, and that's where a bunch of the older it's like a tiny outside mall type of thing, but it was built in the 50s and 60s. My grandfather did the wrought iron for all of the outside lights, and they look like these beautiful old style. Find a picture of it. But yeah, no, that reminds me of the scroll work on the side. Beautiful, stunning. I love it. Chef's kiss.
We love things that are made with like prowess and talent and all those things. So the bride herself is actually so famous that the Canadian Post actually created a stamp featuring her image that they use. So I'm actually going to send you that as well so you can see it and blow it up a little bit. And of course, it's, in English and in French. But they have, I think it's a set of like 5 different stamps that actually feature her on him, which is fun. Kat is looking very expectantly, so I'm just waiting. We're seeing things.
That's a pretty lamp.
Right? That is a very pretty lamp. Look at that. We love that.
That's James Mansfield. I put it in the chaos chat. Sorry.
Sweet. Well, now we can see both. So we had Ghost Bride stamps because who's not against making a little money off of someone's demise? This is, present day. I mean, I don't condone it, but apparently you can make money off of anything. So stamps, dead bride stamps. Probably not what they're called, but that's what I'm going with. Just one specific dead bride stamp. So we also have specific rooms that are said to be haunted, right? So we've got room 692. Remember, there's over 700 rooms in this thing. Room 692, guests have reported the pillows being yanked out from under their heads while they sleep, or even being pushed out of bed unceremoniously without anything being seen. Yeah, so
leave me alone if I'm in the bed.
It doesn't sound like it's Sam. What if that's Sam's office? And Sam's like, guy, you're laying down on the job. Somebody has bags downstairs. Move your butt. Right?
If I'm in the bed, no touchy.
I mean, honestly, no touchy at all. But yes, especially in the bed. In the bed or in the shower. Don't touch me. I've paid for this space. I've paid to not be touched. I'm not in a hostel for a reason. I've paid essentially $4,000 to stay here. And you're going to touch me? And you're going to touch my pillows? Ew. Yeah. But also, if you're going to take the pillow out from my head, I do expect to be slapped over the head with it because that is the only way to do that as per
pillow. Acceptable way.
As per pillow fight rules. I mean, if you're going to play the game, you need to follow the rules. That's all. This next one's not super fun. Like, it's kind of not nice. But, So room 873, because like I said, we just keep going up in the rooms. We keep adding things. An entire family was murdered. Yeah, that happened. I mean, it's a hotel. You have a ton of rooms. That's a lot of people.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
Really? I mean, I don't know what else you could have been expecting. I don't know. So the father unalived his wife and daughter before eventually turning the weapon on himself. So not awesome. And guests in the room are continuously awakened by screaming, because that's the way I want to wake up. That's not the sound I choose on my phone for my alarm wake up. I actually choose birdsong, thank you. So if we could swap out screaming for birdsong, that'd be great. It's better for the brain. Maybe a nice little like sunrise light, just no screaming. And then after they were awoken by said screaming, when they turn on the light, they would see a couple bloody handprints on the mirror. So not awesome there. And then depending on who tells the story, the handprints either disappeared before hotel staff has a chance to come and like clean them up, or they just don't come off at all. So you have two options here, both of them bad. You have bad and bad, bad, and all involving like, also one side note, if it's a handprint, handprints have fingerprints. Why aren't we finding out who this belongs to? From a detective standpoint, which I am not, but your girl read some Agatha Christie, I figure this could be an opportunity that we have missed several times. Like, I get we want to clean it off, but if they're not coming off, we're taking an impression, we're taking a photo, we're taking it to somebody who has like almost retired detective who needs something to do for the last 6 weeks of his time. Figure out who this guy is, or this gal, or whoever it is that these handprints belong to. And also, why are we leaving handprints behind? That's not the thing I want to leave. Screams and handprints? No, thank you. No. In any case, if you visit the floor where this is said to have happened, you will now find that it is completely covered and inaccessible from the hallway. You can't get there anymore, which is either to keep guests out or supposedly due to renovations, right? So it could either be that, like, hey, we're renovating this room, but also I think it's just like, we're going to permanently disable this room because no one is going in there. We're tired of getting bloody handprint phone calls at 3 a.m. Sam has told us to stop. Sam the bellhop has informed the rest of the staff that this is not going to end and we're just going to leave that be. That room now belongs to the ghost. So that's not a super fun one. To kind of bring you back to happy, one of the other ghosts is a bartender. And he is seen, right? Like, we love a little bartender. He's seen by staff and by guests. So he, equal opportunity ghost shower. And he encourages those who have partaken a little too much to retire to their beds. So he's like, hey, you're a little sloshed over there, right? You seem a little sloshed. It's time to head to the bed, eh? So we like him. That's a good one. We also have a musician who happens to be headless. I don't know why. There's no
How did he lose his head?
That's a great question because
I'm thinking like Hermione. How is somebody nearly headless? Like this?
Yeah. Well, this one is apparently 100% headless, which is interesting because he's playing the bagpipes, which I'm pretty sure you need a head to do. I'm not a bagpipe player.
I'm actually quite certain you need a mouth to play the bagpipes.
See,
to be
that's
fair,
what I thought.
Technically, no. He would just need the larynx because it goes straight to your lungs, and I
guess a larynx only musician.
He would need his throat then. He would need a throat,
right? But the fact that like we've just got a headless musician hanging out who's chosen the bagpipes, guy, it's eerie enough up here.
Piano or anything,
right? You can play the piano without a head. That's fine, right? Head up a set of drums, like that's cool too. But like a French horn, no, thank you. Can you imagine a headless French horn player? That seems weird. A tuba, no head, just the tuba and a dude's arms. It seems
a headless trumpet player.
Yeah, right? It just seems like something we don't really need. I don't know. That's where we are there. And then to kind of finish off the hauntings, we've got cold spots and apparitions on the 6th, 7th, and 9th floors, which is where Sam tends to hang out. So it seems like we've got party time over there. And we just like to hang on those couple of floors. So if you're planning to stay and you get one of those floors, maybe they're less expensive. Who knows? I don't think you can actually like choose your floor, but 6, 7, and 9. I don't know why we're avoiding the 8th floor, but 6, 7, and 9 are the floors that we are most haunted in this space. But like I said, there's a ton of stuff. Ouch, I just hit the thing. Sorry. I got so excited I punched it. I think that overall, it's like we have like the Salamander Resort here or like a Gaylord Resort or something like that. They're not as expensive, but this is definitely like you're already on national park property, which is going to be expensive anyways. And then you've got a hotel that's over 100 years old, and like a whole bunch of like fancy schmancy people like to stay there. So yeah, you're going to pay a pretty penny to get the shit scared out of you if you were anywhere near that 8th floor. Enjoy. Apparently you can get 20% off your stay right now for autumn. Which, like, cool, but I don't think 20% is going to make that big
20% off of
a 4,000.
A lot of money. It's still a lot of money.
Right? Right. Oh, and there's also a resort experience fee. So it bundles all the best activities. So, like, you can pay an experience fee and then just go and do, like, all of the things. Like a Great Wolf Lodge, right? Maybe.
I get that. But also, is breakfast included, or do I have to supply my own breakfast?
There are
Or do
options.
I have to pay for it?
You have to pay for it. So there's like the with breakfast, without breakfast option, right? But apparently, part of the resort experience fee includes professionally guided tours, bike walking, hotel history, town, hikes on local trails, stargazing, and snowshoeing. There are family recreational and cultural programs, trivia, bingo, gotta love a good bingo on vacation, scavenger hunts, paint nights, family fun, tennis, Bavarian curling, ice skating, live music, holiday events, and lawn games. And then you can also use their outdoor equipment for an hour at a time for bikes, snowshoes, ice cleats, hiking poles, and tobogganing sleds. So that's all part of their
Okay,
like
that's not
so
too bad.
right, but like also I don't know that I want to pay an extra fee. Let's see. The activities and services are valued at over $200 and are bundled into one convenient resort experience fee of $60, 60 Canadian dollars, or Canadian, whatever they're called, plus tax per day. And they add it to your folio.
All I know is their $2 coin's called a loon.
It is called a loon. A loony toony.
And you can't bring, I think it's like, so something about the adult entertainment clubs now,
That's not part of the resort experience fee.
No, I was thinking that because a lot of their currency is coins, I think it's all like you can't throw it.
No.
Like,
if you were an adult entertainer, I don't want to be hit by a loon.
Right, or any other coin.
Right, don't hit me with, don't throw coins at me.
I think they like do like probably a QR code now or something, right? Which would make so much sense.
And so much cleaner. I feel like money's dirty.
It is really dirty.
Right?
And so then like you could just go scan, okay, Cash App or something. Venmo, right? Something.
A little Zelle. I don't know. But I just think it's interesting. And it also says, it's like, hey, just so you know, with this experience fee that you can pay every day per person if you want to do all these things, not everything's always available. So, like, best of luck to you. I'm not paying $60 to not be able to do anything. Right?
Right.
That seems superfluous on top of the grands that I'm paying to do other things. There is dining options, of course. You can actually play golf in the Rockies, which seems cool for somebody who does golf. I don't golf. The last time I golfed, it was, I think it was like a take your daughter to work day. My dad was off that day, so he took us all to the golf club, or to the golf course, and I got frustrated, picked up the ball, and threw it because it went farther than it would if I hit it. So golf ain't me. Couple of the
right there with you on that.
Right, golf is not me. I can do other things. I cannot golf. There's like a choose your own adventure thing, not like the book, but more of like a, hey, here's stuff that you can do when you're there. There's a Larks and Lakes group adventure where you can go on a guided half-day hike, which is exclusive to the hotel. There's town walking tours. There's a place called the Surprise Corner walking tour because it's a lookout spot that has like really great views. So surprise, stunning views. Like we said, there's golf. There's a Vermilion Lakes bike tour. So you bike along the Bow River and the Vermilion Lakes and stop along the way to take pictures and listen to the guide talk about like the mountains and the animals in the area and all that kind of stuff. There's a campfire experience. You can have a private campfire experience after you ski, right? Which seems very on brand for the expense of this thing. It seems like a very ski community kind of place. That's clearly only winter. There's a wildlife corridor tour in the summer where you go through the national park and they'll actually like show you all the local wildlife. There is a Columbia Ice Fields adventure where you get to go to the Athabasca Glacier. I have no idea how to say that. And Glacier Skywalk. So that seems fun. That's a summer activity, fun fact. And then there's also finishing it up with tennis, right? Let's see if there's anything else.
The things.
Right, all the things, of course, all the winter stuff. Lots of biking. This is very much like healthy people shit. Like if I'm going somewhere, give me a spa, give me a book, give me some food, and your girl's happy. I don't know that it's like if ever I become independently wealthy, maybe I'll go. I feel like this is a place I could exist or visit and not feel so scared. Like I don't mind seeing Sam. Like I'll dance with the bride. All of those things are fine. Don't put me in that 8th floor room that enjoys screamy people. But other than that, I'm cool. Like most places I don't want to go. This one I would go to.
So how about this? If I finish my books and I become independently wealthy, let's say Warner Brothers buys it up because it's not 50 Shades of Dumbass, I'll pay for us to all go.
Fabulous. I'm in.
After I pay off all of our debt.
Right? That's like my first thing. So if I become independently wealthy, debt first, trips after. Maybe. So, like I said, if I go to Canada, I'd love to visit something like this. Not on my current budget, but something to aspire to. So that is the Fairmont Banff Springs in all of its glory.
Did not hate it.
Right? It wasn't bad. And I think it's
too terrible.
I think it's in the marketing, right? Like I think we're only going to tell you the stuff that's like kind of bad because we still want you to come spend a lot of money here. And if you're going to spend a lot of money here, you're not going to do it with like people knocking at your doors at all hours of the night, spectral or otherwise.
I think the scariest part was the pricing.
Right? That was the most terrifying thing.
I was going to say, because Sam sounds like a lovely man.
Sam sounds great. And I mean, come on, he's Scottish. Part of me wants him and the bride to get together because wouldn't that be cute?
Could be cute. But most of the people that I've met that are Scottish, there's two heads of the coin. They're either super nice, very sweet, or they're the world's largest dick.
Well, it says he was kind and sweet, so we're going heads on this one. Because tails seems like the ass end of that option, and I don't want that one.
Literally.
See? Makes sense to me. So we will make a trip to go. We'll pool our money, start a whatever a non-GoFundMe is, because don't actually fund me, just give me money. An OnlyFans, that's it.
Listen, one of my friends cleans houses. Like he actually goes to clean people's houses and he wears a kilt and he just cleans. And that's what his OnlyFans is. And it supplements.
The kilted cleaner?
I
wouldn't mind.
So I have two friends that do this. One that is a very, very barrel-chested man. And the other one is actually an Irishman. And he...
Nice.
There's a girl I follow on TikTok. She's a topless cleaner.
Topless cleaner, yeah. And she got paid $2,000 to mow some guy's grass.
Oh, and when his family found out, they were pissed.
They were so mad.
Of course. Come on.
And he was just sitting out there in a lawn chair, just drinking a beer, reading the newspaper. She was just driving the tractor around, just without a top on.
What if you run over like a bee's nest or something?
No, he showed her how to use the tractor, and he's like, do you know how to use one of these? And we love watching her videos, me and Rachel, because she's just so funny.
And she's so down to earth, too. And then, like, she gets on and makes a video about how the family just, like, freaked out that they're,
that their lawn got cut? Rude.
Right. And then, like, come, like, flying up the driveway. What are you doing? And she's like, he hired me. Why are you topless? Because that's what I do.
That's the service, ma'am.
Susan. One of my guy friends in San Francisco, he does run a anime guy cleaning service based out of San Francisco. Him and 5 of his buddies, they look like anime boys, and they're very pretty. They're all very gay as well. And they dress up like the favorite anime characters, and you can choose which anime character you want to clean your house.
It's like a princess party.
It is like a princess party, and they pay, I think it's like $500 for an hour, and you can have conversations with them, and they talk to you in character.
Okay, I don't actually know what an anime boy looks like, anime guy. I'll have to do some research. I'm a little worried for my browser history, but I mean, it seems like if somebody's going to pay for it, like, here's the thing: hire me to come clean your house and yell at you about why you're such a mess. I could do that, right? I could get in here. I could come and scold you. I will do that. That's my business plan.
I
I will
just sent your
scold you as I clean.
I just sent
So it's the guy from K-pop Demon Hunters.
essentially, yeah, they
Oh, which is why when you said it, I started doing the little soda pop thing because that's the only thing I can hear in my head from now until
I think
forever.
they all look like that, and I think they just got the set from K-pop Demon Hunters, so you can order the sets, and they can come out and clean your house. Yeah.
All right, I'm still putting it out there. If you want me to yell at you while I clean your house, we can do that.
Yeah, that's called corporal punishment. Anyways, I like
No,
today. I
I'm
wanted
doing
somebody.
I'm doing the cleaning. I am cleaning and then I'm yelling at you about the fact that you're so messy. Sir, the bread goes in the bread
If
bun
I wanted that, I would have my mother come do it.
for free. No, that's traumatic. I'm not going to be traumatic about it. No, we're not adding trauma. This is a service. We have standards here. I'm not
I
talking
mean,
about your failures in life. I don't know any of those. I'm just asking you why it is that the crumbs from last night's dinner are still here and why were we planning to use this knife again? If it's finished, don't set it on the corner of the sink, stick it in the dishwasher. There's no little gremlin that comes and puts your dishes from sink to dishwasher. Let's go. See, I'd be really
it
good at
sure
this
would
because
be
we have
nice
millions.
though.
It would be lovely. It would be lovely.
I mean, I have this thing where I can't go to bed if there's dirty dishes. Josh can. I will only like I'll let the sink like accumulate dishes throughout the day, but I have to. So like right now the dishwasher's running, the dryer's running, everything's getting ready, and I have to change the linens tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny is like the other day I just was not feeling good at all, like lethargic and just icky. And he's like, "Well, just leave the dishes." 8 p.m. He comes out of the bedroom. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like,
I told
"I
you I
have
can't.
to."
Yeah,
Yeah. And
that's
he's
me.
like, "Okay." So last night I'm cleaning everything up, and he's just like, "Do you need help?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. I'm feeling fine today." And meanwhile, I just look at the dishwasher and I just keep loading stuff into it. He's like, "Is it ready?" I'm like, "Not tonight. I'll run it in the morning."
But it's not in the sink. No, I'm the same way. And part of it is because I don't want to wake up the next morning and start my day with dishes in the sink because that feels unfinished. And I don't like the feeling of things being unfinished. It's the same reason I make my bed every morning. Like I get up and we get out of bed, I make the bed immediately because that's the like, okay, we have started our day signifier for my brain.
I found out something about that. So my grandmother never made her bed first thing in the morning. She would open the blinds and she would air out the linens. And I saw it on Instagram. I think I sent it to the sister chat, didn't I?
I think I might have sent it.
Okay, so my grandma used to do this shit, and one of us sent the video, and I was like, "Oh my god, grandma used to do that." She wouldn't make the bed until about noon, and she would air out the sheets and air out the linens, and do that with the pillows too. She would air out the pillows and everything. And we don't have because it's Texas, and so if we have any exposed windows, the heat in the house is going to rise.
Right.
So all of our windows have blackout curtains. We don't open any of the windows; they're all locked.
Mm.
And so I can't do that. So what I do instead is I just shake it out and,
Yeah.
you know, like Tay. Shake.
And if Josh was extra sweaty that night, you just kind of shake it out and just kind of spread it out so that way it kind of dries and go from there.
I love him.
I'm a big natural light in the bedroom person. The thing is, I also have like blackout curtains because it gets hot in my bedroom, but also I like the light. So I will like open them for a little while. And then like as it gets to like 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm like, all right, now we can shut them, but they have to be open a little bit. And I don't open the actual windows until it's real fall or like we get a couple days of false fall. We're still in like second summer right now, which is stupid because it's late. So we will eventually get to a point where I have like 7 days I can keep the windows open. But we'll get
I
there.
mean, that's what I liked about my place with Kat is that I had the windows, that whole wall of windows that
Mm-hmm.
I could open, and Josh does not like it. And the bed is in front of the window. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't open the windows. But I already told him when we move, the bed has to be not in front of the window. And he goes, "Why?" I would like to open the windows
It's
when
good
I'm
for the house.
it's good for me too because this bitch is vitamin D deficient. I have to take two different types.
I do take vitamin D as well.
I mean, you know.
I'm honestly surprised I'm not working night shift, but I'll take blessings in any kind of disguise.
Right?
Right.
Take it.
Well, I mean, thank you for that reprieve from the other stuff that we've discussed.
It's a little bit of levity. And I didn't, right? Because I feel like one of the last ones we did was the catacombs, and that was real heavy. And there are certain
It was
things,
very dark.
right? I just feel like if we could get farther away from, I don't know, pinata corpses, I just feel like that's
Did you
a better
just
thing.
say pinata corpses?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
kind
I
of what
wanted to make sure I
happened.
heard that.
We don't have to say it
I wanted to
again.
make sure I heard you correctly, because I was
You
like, wait, did she
did.
actually say that?
Because it kind of felt that way. We were just like, surprise.
Instead of candy, you get more bones.
Yep, more bones, and we don't know who they belong to.
You get bones, and you get bones, and you get bones. Everybody gets bones.
Best of luck for all of that.
Instead of confetti, it's just bones.
It's bones, yeah. Oh, it was confetti corpses. We had those too. But that was only because they were knocking at people's windows unceremoniously in the middle of the night.
That's also true.
Yeah, all of this was bad. So this was none of that. We only have dead brides and murdered families. It's fine.
And a very helpful bellhop.
Right? Come on, Sam.
So I'm looking at the schedule. This is our first to last episode. So the next episode that will air after this one is the last haunted episode of the month.
Cannot believe it.
This is episode 112. Fun today. I had a lot of fun today.
Me too. And I didn't make you choke too many times.
You didn't.
I was good. I was so good.
Yeah, you were so
good. But I
good.
was so much better. I'm improving.
And lots of laughter today.
Lots of laughter. It was very much a good reprieve, because the other topics. So just to go over a little bit about what we covered this month. So the first episode was the West Mesa Bone Collector. The second one was Missouri. Then we had the Tower of London, revisiting Texas, Indiana, Oklahoma, Pavia, Italy, Edinburgh Castle, Pennsylvania, the Catacombs, West Virginia, Michigan, and today was Fairmont Banff Springs, which leaves only one thing left on Friday's episode.
Da, da, da.
Anyways, that is our episode for today, guys. As Emily always says,
do the stupidest of shit.
Nope.
Please don't.
Don't wear it all down the stairs.
There's enough stupid shit going around. Don't add to it.
Stay feral.
Bite the hand.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's all for this episode. Stay feral, and we'll see you party possums next time.